Welcome to Module 1 of How Do I Teach the Student with Autism Spectrum Disorder. Information in this module is based on Chapter 5 in the book The Classroom Facilitator by Suzanne G. Houff. In the first module, we're going to cover 4 topics: characteristics of someone with ASD, intelligence levels, language development, and play skills of someone with ASD. Follow along through the material, and then at the end there is a reflective piece for you to complete. It's important to note that someone with ASD can either be verbal or nonverbal, have a low IQ or a high IQ. Autism spectrum disorder is a disability of extremes. Someone with ASD can also have issues socially, emotionally, with language, or sensory issues. Many people with ASD also have one or more of the following: attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, obsessive compulsive disorder, a learning disability, or oppositional defiant disorder. In the past, someone with ASD might have been labeled as mentally retarded or being emotionally disturbed, but this is not necessarily the case. ASD includes people with varying intelligence. Early identification and intervention is key to allowing students time to grow and make use of various educational strategies so that they could be successful. ASD does not mean that the person is of lower intelligence, even if the person is nonverbal. Some ASD children have limited and immature language skills. They have trouble identifying things, naming and pointing to things, answering questions. In these cases, picture cards may help the ASD student communicate what they need, like shown here, the picture of the apple. Some ASD students have echolalia, where they repeat phrases and words over and over again. They may do this to comfort themselves, and they might also do this because they don't know how to make conversation. Some ASD children have advanced language skills. They may speak like little adults, use advanced vocabulary, yet may not understand figurative language. So having advanced reading skills or advanced vocabulary doesn't necessarily mean that they are comprehending and making inferences. Definitely want to keep this in mind when working with the ASD student. Children with ASD may have trouble with joint attention. They can often not shift their attention or eye gaze from one task to another. Because of this, communication can sometimes be difficult, and when it comes to play, they might not know appropriate play and how to interact with other children and toys. So how can you help a student with ASD gain play skills? First, you want to teach the ASD student how to join a group and initiate play, and also the general roles of being a good friend. After this, you can help them learn social skills by role-playing. You can role-play ways for them to hold conversations and ask questions to learn about another student's interests, so that they're not just talking about their own likes and dislikes. They can learn how to use appropriate voice and tone when in a conversation, and emotional skills such as anger management, how to deal with frustration, and how to ask for help. So now that you've completed the lesson for this module, please think about these 3 questions. What are some characteristics of a student with ASD? What are some misconceptions attached to a student with ASD? And how can you help a student with ASD learn play skills? Thank you, and please tune into Module 2 next.